Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Unlike older generations, younger people nowadays consider online dating as one of the best ways to find a romantic partner. There are successes and failures in online dating, and what determines whether the relationship can work or not are often revealed when they finally meet for the first time on their first date. If you're currently interested in someone you just met online and you both decided to finally meet in person, one of the things that you should know about before, during, and after your first date are the following tips that will help you out. 1. Make sure that you're finally ready to meet them in person. Being emotionally ready to finally meet them in person should be your first concern. The decision to at last see each other and interact in the real world is the same as officially letting them into your life. Remember that while they are still the same person you met online, it can be a totally different thing from when they were just a small part of your online social circle. 2. Plan an activity and a venue that interests both of you. It's your first meeting, so make sure that both of you will have a great time. Perhaps all your conversations online have revealed several things about you and the other person: your common interests, hobbies, favorite food and activities, etc. Use the information that you have gathered from your online interaction and find the most suitable venue and the perfect activity that can fit the definition of an ideal first date together. 3. Be punctual and respect their schedule. Never be late on your first date, because doing the opposite will leave an impression that you're not really sincere about your efforts to be close to them. Your first date is very important, and the very first steps that you take on your way to this moment will determine whether you pass or fail, so you have to do everything in your power to show up ready and on time. 4. Make them feel safe and comfortable. Your date's safety and comfort should always be your priority, especially if they're not the extroverted type of person. Make sure that the activities that you're planning to do are based on their preferences too. You can go somewhere familiar and do something that won't be too overwhelming. Moreover, you have to consult your date about the venue of your first day together. 5. Start your conversation with something positive. Perhaps your conversations online have already covered the basics in the getting to know you phase. Therefore, on your first date, establish a positive atmosphere by talking about the things that can bring out both of your optimistic sides. It can be about your personal goals and how you're planning to achieve them, the things that make you happy, or the people who inspire you. 6. Keep your table manners in check. Leave a good impression by simply observing the right table manners, especially if it's a lunch or a dinner date. Give them a nice memory to look back on by presenting an impression that you're not just attractive, but you also know your table etiquette. You don't have to act and pretend to be sophisticated. If you're a guy, for instance, keeping your table manners in check can be as simple as letting your date order first. 7. Be polite and respect their personal space. This is your first date, and while this is a chance to finally spend some time with them in person, you have to make sure that you know your limits, especially when it comes to personal space. Give them the freedom to stay comfortable, and they'll appreciate it. Your goal is to get close to this new person in your life, but it doesn't have to be taken literally. You can bring them closer to you through engaging conversations and, more importantly, by treating them right. 8. Learn when to talk and when to listen. Don't dominate the conversation, no matter how interesting you think your ideas are. Give them also the chance to express their thoughts. In other words, the conversation should be as interactive as possible. Some people will feel attacked if you immediately ask personal and intimate details about them, especially on a first date. 9. Ask the right questions. It'll make a huge difference. In connection with what was said earlier, you have to ask the right questions if you want to know more about them. Avoid small talk. Instead, talk about ideas, cultures, food, history, or anything that can initiate an organic and interesting conversation. 10. Take it slow and take all the time you need. Take all the time you need to get to know each other. While first dates are important in determining whether or not you truly like them, it's important that you don't make this decision right away. Perhaps the second date will redeem the shortcomings from your first meeting, or a third date can finally clear out the awkwardness you felt during your first 2 dates. 11th, be honest about how you finally feel after meeting them. You've waited for that moment to finally meet them in person. What's next? This is the stage when you have to ask yourself several questions about whether or not you're going to take this relationship to the next level, or you will decide that you just want to be friends with them. If it's not really working out, then you're allowed to decide what will happen. If you think that your meeting was something special, then you know what to do. Remember that how people portray themselves online can be totally different from how they actually are in person. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it.